Hello friends. Welcome back to Wonderfully Made Bible Stories for Children. Last time, we heard how the northern kingdom of Israel turned away from God. King after king led the people into idol worship, and they forgot the Lord who had rescued them. But God did not stop caring about his people. So God sent a prophet named Elijah, a man who would speak God's truth during a very difficult time. Today we'll see how Elijah first appears in the story, and how God cared for him during a terrible drought. Let's begin. King Ahab ruled Israel at this time. The Bible says he did more evil than the kings before him. He worshipped false gods, especially a false god named Baal. Baal was said to control rain and storms. So God sent Elijah with a message for King Ahab. Elijah announced that there would be no rain in the land for a long time. Not until God said so. And just as Elijah said, the sky became silent. No rain fell. The rivers dried up. The crops withered. For 3 years, there was drought. This showed something very important. Baal was not in control of the rain. The Lord alone rules over all. God told Elijah to leave and hide near a small stream called the brook Cherith. The king would not be happy about the message Elijah had delivered, and God was protecting his prophet. So Elijah obeyed. He traveled east and stayed by the brook. There Elijah drank water from the brook, and something amazing happened. Every day, ravens brought Elijah bread and meat. Morning and evening, the birds came with food. God was providing for his prophet. But after some time, the drought continued and the brook eventually dried up. So God told Elijah it was time to go somewhere else. He sent Elijah to a town called Zarephath. When Elijah arrived, he saw a widow gathering sticks. She was very poor. She only had a little flour and a little oil left. She was preparing what she thought would be her final meal for herself and her son before they ran out of food. Elijah asked her for some bread. The widow explained that she only had enough food left for one small meal. But Elijah told her not to be afraid. He explained that the Lord had promised something wonderful. The jar of flour would not become empty, and the jug of oil would not run dry until the rain returned. And that's exactly what happened. Day after day, there was always enough flour. And always enough oil. God provided for Elijah, the widow, and her son. But one day, something very sad happened. The widow's son became very sick. Soon he stopped breathing. The widow was heartbroken. Elijah took the boy and prayed to God. And God heard Elijah's prayer. The boy's life returned to him. The widow saw that the Lord truly was the one true God. She said to Elijah, "Now I know that you are man of God and that the word of the Lord from your mouth is the truth." This story reminds us that God cares for people even during very hard times. During the drought, food was scarce and life was difficult. But God still provided. Let's think together. Have you ever worried about something you needed? Why do you think God cared for the widow and her son? What does this story teach us about trusting God when things seem uncertain? God sees our needs. And even when life feels difficult, He is able to care for His people. Elijah had seen God provide in amazing ways. But the drought was not over yet. Next time on Wonderfully Made, Elijah will stand before King Ahab and challenge hundreds of prophets of a false god named Baal. A whole nation will gather on a mountain and they will have to choose. Is the Lord truly God? Or will they follow idols? We'll find out next time. Until then, remember you are wonderfully made. Bye for now.